Hello everybody, I am the Linkzilla, and welcome back to Doom 2016. Sorry for the abrupt ending last time, but considering that the game fucking crashed on me as soon as I completed the level, I just gotta say, people, I'm really frustrated over the last few days of what has been happening, because not only does it seem like this is basically being a bigger challenge than it's gonna be worth, but I actually just found out even more bad news. Basically, for years, I've been basically visiting this local pizza place that basically has this coupon deal that if you fill out a survey on the receipt, you basically fill that out, you get a little coupon code that you can use for $10 off your next purchase over 20 bucks. And literally for the last 4 years, I have been using them to I have basically been going to that pizza place, basically accumulating as many coupons as I can, so I always have them in reserves for when I basically go back and basically order more pizza. They must have changed management or ownership or something, because they've completely changed up the coupon taking system to where now all the coupons now have an expiration date, and they basically expire within a week of getting the purchase. So if you basically don't use your coupon code within a week, you're shit out of luck. Which basically means that I'm basically screwed. What's even worse is I actually still went to get a pizza tonight because I found a different deal that they were doing that let me get pizza for roughly about $10. And I basically checked the receipt for the coupon code, and even though all the stuff around the code is still there, I saw the words code and then a blank spot after it. I even went back up to the counter and asked for another copy of my receipt, and the code still wasn't there. Why wasn't it being printed? The guy behind the counter was nice enough to give me a different receipt that had a different code, one for a free pizza, so as long as I remember to use that before that one expires, I should be good. Anyway, I'm just really pissed off. The Kadigr Sanctum. The hell portal is now open back on Mars. Lost in the hell dimension, you are unable to stop the demons from absorbing your world. Kill everything you see and find a way back to Mars. Here we go again. Into the fire! It stinks like rotting meat. God damn it. Oh well. At least I held on to my weapons this time. And the best part about it is that I have gotten everything on this level, so I won't waste your time basically with me looking for everything. I'm just gonna rip and tear until it is done. I'm gonna try to get the last 2 on the mastery challenge for this though. And I'm also gonna try and do this one as well. The ultimate cooling.
He is here.
That's right, boys. Daddy's home. And he's very angry. Although, he does love what you've done with the place. This was honestly one of the things that I was, like, really impressed with the game. For those of you who can't tell, this actually is a reference to the original Doom. These are the kind of skull switches that they used to have on the walls. Basically, I was wondering how are they going to translate that into a 3D environment? Well, by actually making it into a skull that Doom Guy pushes. So, there was a little collectible out there, but I've already gotten it. And the thing about this level is that it basically is a gigantic maze, but it promotes forward momentum, so don't bother looking around for secrets. The secrets will literally present themselves to you.
We'll set up a portal device at the tomb. Use the light poles to mark our path.
So, he led this expedition. Well, at least I know who I'm following. Pretty sure that this is around the point where I found something. Artifacts. Doom Marine. No, not yet. Probably the environment. The Blood Keep, also referred to as the Kadigr Sanctum, is a sprawling network of tunnels, catacombs, and temples that connect the wasteland umbral plains to the Great Steppe. It is believed that this area serves as a place of worship and vilification, as both hero and enemy can be buried in tombs throughout the region. The area is inhabited by all manner of demons, including the possessed, the unwilling, lost souls, hell knights, and other non-classified creatures. The Project Lazarus manned expedition MTC 2145-128 uncovered a tomb of particular interest. The temple was adorned with powerful holding runes and unique relics. Despite the complete loss of human life on the expedition, the relics were successfully returned by scout bots to the Lazarus labs for processing and study. Unfortunately, the records disappeared after the relics were sent to the Lazarus labs, and they are now presumed lost. Gee, I wonder who could have done that. And this is basically like, I don't know, them talking about how Tier 2 advocates are basically, like, explaining where Argent Plasma comes from and, like, why it's a good thing, because now they're talking about Dr. Hayden's cybernetic enhancements and whatnot. Remember, Samuel never gets sick, never tires, and is never afraid. And what do we have to thank for that? Argent Energy. Do you want to be like Samuel? Set your sights on becoming a Tier 3 advocate. Tier 3 is where the secret power of you is revealed. Sure it is. Right. I don't know. Did I read this one on Vega? This one basically implying that Vega was given a personality and basically like a 50-year-old voice. Vega is an acronym, though the exact meaning has not been revealed by Hayden or the UAC. Yeah, that's because they couldn't. That's because the game developers wanted to use the acronym Vega, but they were too lazy to actually flesh out what it means. Hi. Ancient piece of tech, effective, quite convincing device theorized by popular culture media of the late 20th century. I wonder what that's a reference to. Hi. This is just... Ugh. I think that I'll read this when I actually get to the place where I found it. I'll get to her in a minute. Good thing I've only found, like, one on Sammy. My sister's name was Sam, so I'm not gonna call him Sam. It's mind-numbing to realize that she and the kids, they've been dead for a long time. This is technically where you're supposed to find the Gauss cannon laying out in the open, but I already found it via the secret, so... Alright, boys, bunch up. Come on, like a school photo. Come on, in a bunch. Come on, in a bunch. Oh, you fucking asshole! I can get the guys upstairs to aggro each other, but... Just one more. I could get that one. So glad you can still move while using this. All right. Gotcha. Okay, now... Mobile turret. Mobile turret mode will no longer stall. Any other takers? That was kind of a rhetorical question. Well, that's a checkpoint. That's the thing about this map. It's mostly just a lot of fights. Not that I'm knocking it. It's just, I don't know. After a while, they tend to pile up. Yellow key. Yellow skull key. I don't exactly know how or when it happened. Was it because the UAC reached out to them in the first invasion? Or if it was because, as they gradually invaded our dimension, some of their reality began to bleed over into ours, and vice versa. That somehow our technology became augmented with their world, or if they just simply adapted their magic based on our example. Either way, it's all fucked up. That's the thing that I can't stand about hell the most. It doesn't make a damn lick of sense. Hey buddy, taking a nap? And I have been waiting for these. We're gonna listen to them.
In the first age, in the first battle, when the shadows first lengthened, one stood, burned by the embers of Armageddon, his soul blistered by the fires of hell, and tainted beyond ascension. He chose the path of perpetual torment. In his ravenous hatred, he found no peace, and with boiling blood, he scoured the umbral plains, seeking vengeance against the Dark Lords who had wronged him. He wore the crown of the Night Sentinels, and those that tasted the bite of his sword
John, it's an interesting recording you found there. Do you know anything about this guy? No idea. Never heard of him before. Hey, what'd you expect? I'm just a guy after all. Now, let's put an end to this. Finally got the mastery. Fire twice with the shotgun before having to reload. Now, what I'm wondering is am I firing one slug or two? Yep, it's official. John's weapons can break the laws of reality, because he is just that awesome. I'm glad that I got a chance to bring this up, because it's something that I wanted to bring up when I first made this video, but forgot about it. I actually think that, like, well, you guys know that I've said in previous videos that the super shotgun and the chainsaw in these games were directly inspired by the chainsaws and shotgun from the Evil Dead series, particularly Evil Dead 2 and whatnot. Basically, like, you guys should know basically about that series. If you don't, then, well, whatever. But the thing about it is that in Evil Dead 3, more or less known as Army of Darkness, the main character, Ash Williams, gets sent back in time to fight an army of undead deadites that basically comprised of demons and skeletons and whatnot, and he's armed with a shotgun. Now, you would think that basically at some point during the movie, he would run out of shotgun ammo because he has very limited resources being in the Middle Ages. The sent back in time, I mentioned that, right? So however, there are whole scenes in the movie that he uses the shotgun throughout, by the way, where he never once has to reload the gun. So I'm thinking that somehow, by traveling back in time, he was somehow infused with some kind of magic that basically, like, does away with his need to reload. Like, his gun is now somehow magic. Just like John's gun is. Come here, darling. Die! Nimble little minx, isn't she? Okay, there are 5 fucking Hell Knights. Why are there 5 fucking Hell Knights? Where the heck's that power up? Get out of my way. Jesus, it's like I'm taking on an entire football team. Ugh, stop them. Are you done? Swear to God, if I die or get killed another time in this video, I am going to be fucking pissed off. See what I mean? This now leads back towards the entrance, which leads to a secret that I couldn't get before. Except it's not a secret, it's an actual integral part of the level that I have to actually go through. Teleporters. Friggin' hate teleporters. You know what these things do to your intestines? I haven't taken a decent shit in over a millennium. Blue key. Well, look who it is. My old favorite pair of flying tomatoes. And that is how you make ketchup. Don't you run from me. Actually, and now I go for the blue key. Wait, the blue door, actually. I'm just gonna show you guys. This is where a secret was. Wish I had known about that earlier because I walked right past it. And rune. Well. Good thing picking up one piece of fuel, or one fuel tank, fully fuels up your chainsaw. Oh god, tell me that those weren't what I think they were. They were. Right, let's just check the monsters real quick. Oh yeah, I never got around to reading these guys. Okay, revenants of the UAC military operatives that have been methodologically transformed into demonic combatants through cybernetic augmentation and repeated Lazarus wave exposure. The transformation begins by attaching a multiple launch rocket battery, MLRB, onto each shoulder of the patient, coupled to an argent-charged neural block biochip implanted at the base of the cerebral cortex. The MLRB allows the revenant to both attack its targets with multiple conventional rockets and also to fire mobility boosters located under each MLRB. I found this one in the tower where that cool armor bonus was in the last one. The MLRB implant operation is conducted with the patient in an ante-mortem state and without anesthesia, as it is imperative that the patient develops neural recognition of the augmentations before expiration. They're literally counting on the patient to die in this operation. Yeah, so basically in Doom 3, the Revenants were one of the demon soldiers that they have found, except in this one, the UAC is making them, because the UAC is stupid like that. Once the neural connection of the implant has been established, the patient is repeatedly exposed to Lazarus wave blasts to induce death and transform the subject into a Revenant. As with Hell's soldiers, Revenants exhibit advanced combat tactics that include range control, vertical combat governance, and rush tactics. Alright. Pretty sure I've covered these guys. Mancubus. The Mancubus is a lumbering behemoth demon. A foul odor accompanies its presence, a stench that can be overwhelming if inhaled directly. Yeah, tell me about it. Mancubi gorge on anything they can find and are not adverse to eating rancid flesh. Their diet rots in their digestive system, making their innards highly flammable. These foul creatures are decked in light armor when they reach maturity, but their grotesque frame soon outgrows the armor, exposing their stomach and face. I'm gonna read only one for now, so... Cacodemons are monstrous psionic demons driven by the desire to feed. They display limited intelligence, but are often sent into the fray as their natural size and abilities makes them an intimidating weapon for the demon horde. Fucking die already! Ah! Ah! And Lost Souls. Still going in the right direction. Hey, the music stopped. And this is... This is where I found the chain gun. Anybody else think that John left this specifically for him to find? Oh yeah. Standard chain gun. And here's a little Easter egg. Grandpa? For those of you who are wondering, this is Commander Keen's helmet. Commander Keen is another game that basically id Software created that preceded Doom, and according to the developers, their games all take place in one shared universe, and basically speaking, it all starts in the timeline with the protagonist of Wolfenstein, B.J. Blazkowicz, I think his name is. Apparently, his son is Commander Keen, who is the protagonist of the Commander Keen game. Commander Keen would go on to have his own children, a boy and a son and a daughter, and apparently that kid's son is Doom Guy's dad. So, this is Doom Guy's grandpa right here. Nice. For some reason, it has Doom written on the side of the helmet, though. Don't know why. There's another reference to another game somewhere in here, but I don't know where to find it. Oh well, might as well start reading. Let's see, start out with the monsters. These demons are found wandering aimlessly within the temples of hell as they search for a host to inhabit. When a potential victim is found, they will converge on the target and explode with a blast of hell energy. Lesser-willed beings weakened by the explosion will then be possessed by the demon, and the host's soul becomes lost in turn. Tablets retrieved from the Korax suggest that lost souls are considered the lowest of the demon scum, lower than imps. Since the wandering nomads, doomed to forever roam the halls of hell, thrive on the weakest entities, lost souls are despised by the other demons. Despite their lowly status, they should not be underestimated. Okay. Delta 12 chain gun, often referred to as the D12 by operatives, sometimes referred to as the Dragon, is a high-velocity heavy weapon capable of suppressing multiple targets at once. Recent changes to the firing mechanism have pushed the Delta 12 to physical limits of ballistic weaponry. An argent-infused piston compresses the gas within the firing crucible at over 220,000 psi. When released, this launches a 50mm tungsten slug with a muzzle velocity of nearly 5,000 feet per second. The heat generated by this action is siphoned into a thermal gel compound that automatically recharges the 96-volt battery pack. This allows the weapon to sustain an almost endless firing cycle as long as ammunition is present. The Delta 12 chain gun weighs 45 kilograms, making it a lethal but cumbersome armament. Not for me. You know, you seen some of the other shit that I'm carrying? I'm not slowing down. I like the fact that they have blue fire before they basically aggro. Okay, gotta use as many grenades as I can, and dang it, there was a grenade box right outside that door. Here comes Frumpy Tuba. That's haste. It gives you speed. But I don't need it right now. That's the thing about me. I usually end up just killing off all the demons myself without even noticing that the power-ups are there. Took him apart like a big fat pig potato head. Yep. Now go over there and see if you can find any stairs. The auto map. Teleporter. This was a point where I was trying to find a secret, and then I thought, maybe I'll just teleport to it. And I was right. My instincts are honed. That was a point that I bragged about in the original video. God, I friggin' hate my life right now.
Tempered by the fires of hell, his iron will remains steadfast through the passage that preys upon the weak, for he alone was the Hellwalker, the unchained predator who sought retribution in all quarters, dark and light, fire and ice, in the beginning and the end, and he hunted the slaves of doom with barbarous cruelty. For he passed through the divide as none but demon had before.
For those of you who have always wondered why I chose to name the character in the Doom audio drama, or basically name the protagonist of Doom as John Walker, that's the reason why. Because he became known as the Hell Walker. For me, it just seemed to fit, you know? And that's how he became John the Guy Walker. Yep, this was what I was looking for. And looks like I'm heading in the right direction. They've got to have some kind of tethering system that's going to get me back to Mars. But how the hell did they manage to get around like this? I mean, I'm guessing that they left those spring pads behind, but seriously. This is where a collectible was. Aw, and that collectible... I'm pretty sure the first collectible that I found was Purple Guy. I made a great joke about it, too. It's Purple Guy! Five Nights at Freddy's confirmed Doom universe. That one up there was Red Guy, so I basically think that, like, man, they're really banking it on the whole The Guy nickname, aren't they? And here's another rune. Make sure you collect all the guys and add them to your Doom Guy collection. Make sure that you get the red guy, the blue guy, the purple guy, the classic green guy. And here's where I got the weapons upgrade for the mobile turret. Feels like something just bit my neck. Well, a secondary firing crucible in the compression chamber has been added to the weapon. This modification unbalances the weapon, so remaining stationary while firing is recommended. The weapon fires at twice the normal rate of fire, expanding twice the ammunition and superheating the muzzle. Although this modification presents the most powerful suppression in the UAC arsenal other than the BFG prototype project, the system can and will overheat if not used cautiously. But seriously, look at that. I friggin' love the way that the chain gun is designed in this game, and I love the fact that basically you now have 3 individual rotating turrets on this thing. I mean, seriously, just look at it. Literally speaking, it just opens up like that. Hayden. Why do I get the feeling that these jars were used for, food storage? Maxed out on ammo. Well, here's where we're gonna fight some big familiar faces. And I'll actually take them on. Take on me. Or I'll just let them do what they do. There he is. That is the new and improved Baron of Hell. As you can see, he is much larger and far more impressive than the Hell Knight. Fuck me. This time, actually finish wiping out the small fry, your barrenness. has that kind of penetrating power. Did he just knock himself out? He just threw himself off the edge. Weird, that's how I envision the audio drama's fight with a cyber demon ending. Mainly because the cyber demon itself is going to come back as a reoccurring antagonist. But I have business here, so... explore in here. That's real clever, game. That's real clever. Come on! Oh no. Oh no, don't tell me. It's the Slough of Despair. You know, this is supposed to be water that you can fall into, and it's supposed to activate a secret. And yet, I'm walking on air. Believe it or not, I'm walking on air. The Slough of Despair is a unique map in Doom, in the original Doom, in Episode 3, The Inferno. You guys might know it because it's the map that's shaped like a hand. That's a relief. Usually this closet is filled with lost souls. Alright. The arrow is pointing to that one. You open it up and it reveals a soul sphere. But make sure you hit that one and not this one, because this one reveals pinkies! Oh. I guess they aren't ready to reveal them yet. Alright, well I'll take this anyway. How is it that I'm maxed out on rockets and plasma? Speaking of such things, I need to make decisions on what I'm going to upgrade next. Most likely going to be the Gauss cannon. I know that basically, like, the Gauss cannon, I'm pretty sure you get, like, a charged shot, basically penetrates through enemies, and the mastery challenge on that one is to penetrate, like, 3 enemies at once. So I'm going to have to get them to line up. Right. I like the fact that friggin' Mega Health maxes out your armor in this game as well, so it seems like it's actually a Megasphere. Actually. Oh goody, they're fighting. Never interrupt your opponent when they're making a mistake. It makes me wonder if there are different factions in Hell. I mean, if my theory is right and Hell basically absorbs other realities, then there would basically have to be different factions based on whatever reality has basically been absorbed. Hope that I get the unique death animation that these guys have, where one of them basically flies up in a rocket and crashes into one of these walls. Where's the other one? I know you're out there. Keyboard! Why did you quit on me? I have to go all the way back up to the top of the stairs. Ugh! Fucking keyboard! What am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to do to actually make this goddamn keyboard work like it's supposed to? It's like Jack Skellington fighting with Oogie Boogie. And I'm pretty sure that around here is where I found the codex entry for Olivia Pierce. So we'll be reading that soon enough.
And in his conquest against the blackened souls of the doomed, his prowess was shown. In his crusade, the Seraphim bestowed upon him terrible power and speed, and with his might he crushed the obsidian pillars of the blood temples. He set forth without pity upon the beasts of the 9 circles, unbreakable, incorruptible, unyielding. The Doom Slayer sought to end the dominion of the Dark Realm.
Huh. The 9 circles, huh? And the other one basically said that he fought through fire and ice. For those of you who aren't well learned on, like, your, I don't know, lore or literature, or maybe those of you who are versed in pop culture, the 9 circles of hell is a reference to Dante's Inferno. I mean, let's face it, most modern depictions of hell are based off of Dante's Inferno. Is that Mars up there? I didn't notice that the first time I played through. Or maybe that's Deimos, I don't know. Nah, Deimos would look more like an asteroid. Besides, whatever that planet is, I'm sure Mars doesn't have veins. Anyway, that's another reason why I believe that this place absorbs planets into itself. If all of this, if my theory is true, and this hell basically, like, inspires human beings on Earth to write about this place through psychic visions, then if what they say is true, that Doom Guy fought through fire and ice, then that means that he's been to the 9th circle, because the deepest circle of hell is actually frozen over, and it keeps Satan frozen in ice. His wings are constantly beating, trying to create enough friction to melt the ice, but so far not working. And if Doom Guy's been down there, well, I think that means that rather than being a jail cell, the 9th circle has become Satan's tomb. Thing about it is, I'm pretty sure that they're not even really aggroed at these unwilling guys. I think they're just doing it because they're assholes. They're doing this for sport. And look at them. Poor little guys actually tried to fight back. It's like they're friggin' playing catch or throwing rocks at them. Ordinarily, I would have gotten in there and stopped this because I wanted to basically, like, get the mastery challenge for the super shotgun, but seeing as how I've already gotten it, I really hope that I retain it when I go back to playing the campaign. Wish I got a reward for doing that. Hey, buddy. Because those were impressive shots, right? I mean, waited for them to go towards the barrels and then shot missiles at those barrels. Alright. Miss Olivia Pierce. Olivia Pierce was the head of biochemical research at the Argent facility. Educated at Strasbourg and the first-class honors degree in biomechanics and genetics, she joined her former mentor Samuel Hayden on Mars to head up the Lazarus Project. After a few months of arriving at the Argent facility, Olivia was diagnosed with acute idiopathic scoliosis. The cause of this deformation is unknown. Given the option of being permanently wheelchair-bound or undergoing an experimental augmentation procedure, Olivia chose the surgery. After several months in seclusion, Olivia reappeared on her feet with a new titanium exoskeleton grafted into her spinal column. Although the exoskeleton allows Olivia to stand and move on her own, it causes her excruciating pain. Olivia refuses any pain management medication for fear it will cloud her mind. So, Doc, I'm pretty sure I can understand your motivations. You threw in your lot with the demons because they said that they would relieve you from your pain and the madness that it's clearly bringing you. That you would ascend into a higher plane of existence, right? That you would have power beyond the dreams of a mortal woman. Yes, they do tend to promise a lot. In fact, your predecessor, the guy that I had my run-into in a situation a lot like this, he threw in his lot with them, throwing all of humanity away for a pair of legs. What I'm surprised is, what he did got himself out of a wheelchair. You were already out of one. If it was that important to you to not be in pain, then why not just take retirement? Dope yourself up. Just become numb to it all. Oh well. You won't have to worry about that for much longer. She got sucked into the hell portal. Ordinarily, I'd say that should have killed her, but what am I saying? I know better. Oh, they're gearing me up for some kind of big fight, aren't they? Yep, here I am. Put a ring in your ears. I had to fix that guy's spine. Bring on the Barons. I'll take that. Green, there we are. Great. Dang it. Wanted to get one of them that I could basically glory kill. Fucking quad damage. Too fucking powerful. Wait a second. I recognize this place. This path. I've been here before. I know I've been here before. A long time ago. Without a doubt, the UAC's most remarkable recent discovery was uncovered in its expedition to Hell's Kadigr Sanctum. After several kilometers through nearly impassable terrain, the team discovered a sealed tomb. Its entrance walls covered in protective runes and imprisonment incantations. Once opened, the tomb revealed many artifacts, including the Praetor suit. Most notable, however, was an enormous sarcophagus bound to the center bedrock of the tomb with thick iron bands, seemingly anchored to prevent anything from getting in, or more accurately, from getting out. It was initially believed the sarcophagus must hold a rare or powerful demon, but when later opened, it revealed the body of a man, a human man. The body was not petrified or decomposed. In fact, he appeared to only be sleeping, despite the fact that the bed he lay in seemed millennia old. Despite attempts to wake the man were fruitless, and to harm him even more so, as a protective argent barrier around the body kept him safe from harm in permanent stasis. Archivists categorized this discovery as DM-15, but project personnel had soon dubbed him the Doom Marine. While the history of this man remains conjecture, the Helix Stone as well as other artifacts found in the Argent Fracture and during the Hell expedition of the ECM-13 have shed some light on his identity. An etching in the Book of Deva, another discovery in the Kadigr expedition, depicts the Doom Marine wearing the Praetor suit, engaging demons in battles as a hooded figure looks on. This image had been previously observed numerous times in other artifacts, but with only the actual discovery of the Doom Marine and the Praetor suit in the sealed Kadigr tomb have researchers begun to put the pieces together. It is now believed that the Doom Marine might have been part of some ancient group or tribe, maybe even their leader. Whether he is god, demon, or human will remain undetermined until the Argent barrier protecting his body can be deactivated. It should be noted that some staff members have taken bets on the subject. Further deepening of this mystery of his origin, the UAC remote monitoring drones in service during the Kadigr expedition recorded a protracted and deadly battle during the sarcophagus extraction. The demons attempted to defend the tomb with an instinctual ferocity previously unobserved. Once tethered and returned to the UAC, the sarcophagus was studied, and first opened at the Lazarus Labs, but went missing a few weeks later. It is believed that Samuel Hayden had the body of the Praetor suit moved to the hidden to keep secure, although why he considered it to be under threat is not known. Of a final note, to date, the Doom Marine and Samuel Hayden are the only known non-demon entities to successfully cross over from the Hell dimension to our own, despite several attempts by other UAC human personnel to do the same. One additional note for rumor control: among Tier 2 advocates, a rumor has been spreading around, signifying the belief that this Doom Marine is somehow possibly a previous Earth Core Marine, once employed by the UAC, known as John Walker. History might have reported him as the only survivor of the first Doom Hell crossover an epidemic that occurred on Phobos several decades ago and the resulting invasion of Earth. However, this cannot be corroborated, as John Walker had died more than several decades ago, and the stone that this man was found buried in was over 1,000 years old. The two could not possibly be one and the same. As you can see from the page here, it shows Doom Guy fighting off some demons, and here's what I really like about it. If you look at the demons, it's clear that they're not based on imps, they're not based on, well, they might be based on the Barons of Hell, except they're smaller. No, these guys are based off of the demons from the original artwork of the Doom games. Basically that classic setting with Doom Guy basically firing a machine gun at a horde of basically goat-like monsters. I like that. I like that basically like they included that as an Easter egg in this game. And basically like they're building up a lore that's basically 100% fan service. They're referring to him as the Doom Marine and whatnot, basically building up this history. I'll get into why I appreciate that when we get to the credits, but let's finish this level, shall we? I was here before. They drew me in. They lured me in and they collapsed the ceiling on me. It was a trap. Yep, take a look at this skull. We'll be seeing him later. Hayden, you found me. So this is where they had me for all these years. Well, Hayden, this is usually the part where I would say that you should have just left me here to sleep, but in reality, you shouldn't have ever come to this place. Just stop touching it, leave hell alone. But you did anyway, and now that the floodgates have been thrown open, let's just say that it's best you pulled me out of this place. Just, please don't tell me that you had to kiss me to wake me up. I really don't need that on my mind right now. Let's get back, shall we? Let's get the hell out of here. Into the fire! And, unfortunately, that seems to be all that we can do for now, so... Really hope that you guys liked this video. I mean, it wasn't exactly as high energy as I wanted it to be, but I honestly think that I did better on it than I have in previous videos. And, well, the thing about it is, it's like half an hour to midnight my time, and I have the day off tomorrow, but the thing about it is, I just don't want to basically, like, end up using my days off. I don't want to basically, like, use my day. I don't want to basically, like, waste my day off. I don't want to stay up too late because that will cause me to sleep in during the next morning, and by then I probably won't get around to playing, so I'm probably gonna try to head to bed sometime soon. So anyways, I think I'm just gonna call it a night for now, and thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you liked it, please leave a comment on the comment section below, like and share with your friends. If you want to keep up to date with more Doom 2016 coming at you in the future, then be sure to smash that subscribe button and ring that bell for notifications. And I hope that you guys really appreciate the effort that I went to for this one, because having to replay these levels was fucking heartbreaking. So, as always, I will see you guys in the next video. Later.